Hey y'all, welcome to Resilience Planning for Natural Hazards. During this course, we're going to introduce the concept of resilience, why it's an important thing for planners to be thinking about. We're going to start the course by really talking about our conventional approach to natural hazards planning, how we've done it for years past, some of the limitations that go along with that approach. Then we'll jump into what resilience is about and why it's important, and then we'll transition over to looking at your community through the hazards lens and addressing potential threats to your community, as well as how to identify social, economic, and physical vulnerabilities within your community. Talk about putting that together into a resilience plan, and then look at a couple of case studies, and that'll be the course. This idea of resilience planning is getting a lot of attention lately because we have more people living in communities threatened by natural hazards. The economic and social impacts of hazards is growing because of that. We're also seeing with climate change, increasing threats to our communities in a variety of ways. So the idea of building communities that are going to be less vulnerable and more resilient to these hazards is critical. And it's an area where sometimes planners can be left out of the conversation because it tends to be dominated by emergency management folks, public safety officials. But when we're talking about this idea of resilience, because we are addressing issues of social sustainability and resilience, economic resilience, natural environments, we need to take a much more holistic approach. And that's an area where planners can be invaluable to the conversation because we tend to take that big picture look at our communities. We tend to have that understanding of social conditions, economic conditions, all of those things that play a role in this idea of resilience. My name's Chris Holtkamp. I'm an assistant professor of environmental planning at the University of Wisconsin-River Falls. I've been a certified planner since 2006, working in communities across the country, but primarily in Central Texas. In 2018, I started teaching at the University of Wisconsin, and since then I've focused on courses involving sustainability, urban planning, resilience planning, and this spring I'm actually taking a group of students to the Netherlands for a course focusing on flooding hazards and resilience planning from the Dutch perspective. So we'll get started on this chapter.